Hi, my name is Willie. I am the ringleader of Human Access Project. Thank you for being a volunteer safety paddler for the Big Float. HAP's mission is to transform Portland's relationship with the Willamette River. The first Big Float was in 2011, and since that time, the Human Access Project, thanks to the Big Float and many other activities, have had significant impact on the policy of Portland and our mission of transforming how people relate to and feel about the Willamette River. Time commitment for safety paddling is 3.5 to 5 hours. During that time period, there will be scheduled breaks where you'll be able to get out of your kayak and grab some water and stretch. We'll meet at Ajabakal Beach the day of the event in the water at noon. OMSI has given us permission to use their back parking lot. We will provide parking passes in advance of the float. Just place that parking pass in your windshield and you'll be good to go. From the OMSI parking lot, you can easily access the water via the OMSI dock and just paddle over to Ajabakal Beach, which is just on the south side of the Hawthorne Bridge. At noon, we'll have an opportunity for one last safety briefing from AMR River Rescue personnel. We will assign all paddlers to one of 3 zones at that meeting. It's very important that you stay in your assigned zone and stay within those boundaries. Each zone will have a volunteer captain that you will report to. All zones will have a clearly marked low platform dock that will be used to extricate people from the water if they are having difficulty. As a safety paddler, your role is both to be an ambassador to the people who are participating in the event to assure that they're having a good time, they're feeling comfortable. It's also to identify people who are having trouble so the AMR River Rescue personnel can respond appropriately.
My name is Leah Gordon. I am AMR River Rescue's Program Director. We have a crew that is comprised of EMTs trained in swiftwater lifeguarding, open ocean lifeguarding, and of course, emergency medicine. Your role as a volunteer kayaker for this event is to scan the water and make sure that folks are not in distress. It's really important to try not to get sucked into watching the event as a bystander. It's really easy to do, but remember your role here is to be eyes for the first responders that will be at the event as well. Some signs of distress on the water: folks who are not wearing a life jacket, folks who are vertical in the water, usually they'll have hair in their face or a panic look in their eyes. Also folks who are not making much forward progress, older folks, folks who are overweight, folks who are sunburned, kind of affect the way that they move in the water. Also, this event does require the correct use of life jackets. So if you see folks who have a life jacket on but not properly, do approach them and ask that they put it on properly, just so it makes everybody's job easier. Another thing to look out for during this event, look out for deflated inner tubes. That can lead to panic sometimes, and especially if people don't have their life jacket on properly, and it's deflated and they have, they're not great at swimming. It could lead to some serious issues, so make sure you're approaching those folks early, making contact with them. If there's someone in distress in the water that needs something other than a simple tow, go ahead and approach the subject. Let them grab your kayak for flotation. Whistle, wave your paddle or your arm, and try to get the attention of a lifeguard that will be hopefully nearby. If in the off chance someone happens to submerge before you're able to get to them, it's very important that you blow your whistle numerous times, wave your paddle, really try and get attention of the lifeguards. And also it's important to kind of keep an eye on that point last seen so that when responders do get there, we have somewhere to look.
After identifying a distressed swimmer, it is your role to alert the zone captain. It is not your responsibility to save people. We do not want our safety boaters to save people. That is the role of the AMR first responders. If you can access a distressed swimmer, you may offer them the front of your boat to grab onto until personnel can arrive. In the case that somebody gets off their inner tube, it's really important to spot that position until the AMR rescue personnel arrives. It's never a bad idea if someone has signs of distress, if people look like they're sleeping, if people look at all uncomfortable, just approach them and ask them if they're doing okay, make sure they're having a good time. You cannot check in with people too often. At 12:30, we will position ourselves to form a swim line so that the River Hugger Swim Team, another project of the Human Access Project, can swim across the river. We're anticipating 30 to 40 swimmers will be swimming within our swim lane. And this will kick off the big float. After the river huggers make it safely across the river, from that point we will position ourselves into our assigned zones. At all times, make sure you are aware of where your zone captain is in case you need to signal distress. If you do need a break before your assigned time out, please check in with your zone captain so they can be aware that you're taking off shift. At any point, if you feel like you need to get off the water to have a break, please communicate it and get off. We do not want you on the water if you are not feeling comfortable in your role. We will have cold, non-alcoholic beverages available at our 3 checkout stations as well as covered shade. Drinking alcohol while you're on shift is strictly prohibited. We will provide drink tickets after your shift is completed to have an opportunity to take in the big float, but please do not consume any alcoholic beverages until you are off shift. This will severely compromise the safety of the event. Please come prepared to the event by being hydrated, bringing extra water along with you for resupply. Be sure you apply your sunscreen in advance and that you wear polarized sunglasses if you have them, but at minimum regular sunglasses. And having a hat for shade is also recommended. Thank you again for supporting Human Access Project and the Big Float. Long live the Riverlution.